You may be wondering why I've got these beats behind me. So I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up on January 22. Bradley Sowash and I are at it again, and we are going to hold a webinar called Rhythm That Rocks. And why are we going to have a webinar on rhythm? Well, it's really important that our students understand rhythm, but sometimes I think we teach it and go about it in the wrong way. And I say we because I feel like I do the same thing. I rush into teaching the mind before the body. I love the way Sir Ken Robinson said it in his amazing TED Talk called Do Schools Kill Creativity? And he says we often educate from the waist up. So it's important for us to start with the feet and move on up. So that's what the gist of this webinar will be, is all kinds of innovative ways for your students to rock at rhythm. So I just want to give you a little preview of some of the things that you might encounter at that webinar. Hey, Heather, thanks for joining me. I'm going to start again pretty soon so I can share my screen, but I want to do a little preview of what's going to happen at the upcoming webinar. And the reason why I have these little beats right here is, well, maybe you can guess. There's something in music called beats as well. So if you are teaching time signatures to your students and you want them to feel it in their feet and their bodies first before they gravitate it to their mind, you might just have them clap. And then I also have my favorite drum, which all my students love to play as well. Or you could just have them tap on the drum, something like that. So when I can tell that they're keeping a steady beat, I might say, why don't you keep tapping, and I'm going to point along. And keep going like that. And then I'll say, oh, how many beats did you see? And they'll say, oh, I see 4 beats. Now, some of them think they look a little bit like radishes, but these are my beets, okay, as in garden beets, as in salad with goat cheese beets. So let's just write the number 4 there, because now we know that there are 4 beets in there. Oh, and how about if we count with them just to make sure we know which one we're at? So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. And I just lost my marker, so good thing I've got a new one here. Let's just keep track of there's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3, and there's beat 4. And hey, you know what? This little sign right here, that's kind of a nice reminder, just reminding us, oh yes, there are always groups of 4 beats like that. So then you might want to just put a little beat underneath there like that, and then that informs of pretty much everything they need to know. Now, one other thing that could transfer well to when they read something from the page is ask a student, now, what do you think this beat really represents in music? And eventually they'll probably come up with a note value, such as a quarter note. So then we could draw a quarter note beneath each beat, and then I could say, oh, well now how many quarter notes do you see? Oh, I see 4, and then we could draw a quarter note underneath. Now, to me, that makes a lot of sense to students, and that's probably where I would stop, and then we could move over to the music, where we could have them play a steady beat while I play the piece so they can hear it, and then they might notice that sign that has that 4, 4. What does that all mean? I would probably guide them into thinking, just look at the top number for right now. What does the top number tell you? Oh, there's 4 beats in each measure. So that's just kind of a preview of some of the things that I like to do pretty much off the bench, getting students actively participating. They could drum, they could, stomp, they could do all kinds of things. And this is just, the front end of all the wonderful things that you can do with these beats. I mean, really, it is kind of crazy, but it really works well. So it's a play on words. So that webinar is coming up Monday, January 22, and Bradley and I would love to see you there. But now I think, let me just wrap up by saying that one of the things that's going to be really exciting about the webinar is we're also going to have a section called First Aid for those who walk in our door with rhythm trauma. You know those ones. They can't keep a steady beat. how are you going to get them to keep a steady beat? They have no idea what a quarter note means compared to the rest of the note values. They cannot find beat 1. You know how when they're listening to pop music, most people will know where that heavy beat 1 is. Some of them can't find it. Otherwise, you might have a student that can read pitches really well, but just struggles with rhythm. How can you help them overcome some of those things? So again, our goal is for you to help your students rock their rhythm. So that's going to be on January 22.